You picked the right restaurant. You wore the perfect outfit. You even rehearsed the conversation in your car. Yet somehow, the night still ends in a deafening, awkward silence. It is a frustrating mystery. You execute every single step perfectly, but instead of forming a connection, you end up getting ignored or completely ghosted. We are often taught that attraction is a simple math equation based on surface-level metrics. We assume the car we drive, the title on our resume, or the money in the bank are the things that actually matter. Looking at this model, we can see that those surface traits act like a bright, shiny wrapper. They catch someone's eye for a fleeting second, but they fail to leave any lasting mark on a person's actual soul. Relying purely on these external metrics is a flawed strategy. You cannot manufacture a profound emotional response using only superficial tools. This leads a lot of men straight into the performance trap. Instead of having a normal conversation, you treat the interaction like a high-stakes stage play where every word and movement is calculated to avoid a mistake. But there is a hidden subtext to this behavior. When you try this hard to project a flawless image, you are actually broadcasting insecurity and a desperate need for external approval. The person sitting across the table can feel that lack of internal peace. They sense that you aren't being your honest, messy self, and it immediately makes the environment feel rigid and unsafe. This perfectionism causes collateral damage. It builds a tall, invisible wall between you, forcing your date to feel like they have to put on a flawless performance too. The very effort you exert to meticulously control the interaction is the exact mechanism destroying any chance for a real human connection. So if performing drives people away, what actually works? The most deeply attractive individuals operate entirely differently. They never beg for anyone's attention. Author Robert Greene explored this exact phenomenon in his analysis of seduction. He identified the core driver of this attraction as something called emotional gravity. This visualizes emotional gravity as a physical force. It's a natural pull created by individuals who are entirely grounded and calm. Men with this gravity don't have to shout or rely on external bells and whistles to prove their worth. They simply exist. They possess the rare ability to embrace their humanness. A man who can genuinely smile at his own mistakes projects an incredibly grounded, inviting energy. Emotional gravity works because it replaces a demand with an invitation. You no longer need external flash to force a reaction. Your internal substance does the work. This leads us to a practice known as the art of allowing. It means giving an interaction the space to bloom on its own timeline, rather than forcing a specific outcome. Instead of sitting there anxiously planning out your next 3 sentences, you practice genuine presence. You listen to her words and respond directly from what you feel in that exact moment. When you share a story about a time you failed, you aren't showing weakness. You are actually offering a psychological gift. You are giving the other person permission to drop their own mask and feel safe. While men often respond to instant visual triggers, female attraction usually requires a different foundation. It builds through how you listen, how you remember the small things, and the safety you create. Over time, those emotional cues become far more persuasive than a first impression. When you make someone feel truly seen and heard, you plant an emotional anchor. You become the person who stays in their mind long after the date is over. Genuine curiosity and unforced presence build a durable emotional foundation that easily outlasts any rehearsed routine or superficial trick. Thoughtful tone. Where does this ability to be deeply present, grounded, and completely unaffected by rejection actually come from? It comes from the work you do when you are entirely alone. The ultimate prerequisite for this quiet confidence is building a rich life full of your own passions and goals, completely independent of a romantic partner. When you derive meaning from your own pursuits, a massive energy shift occurs. You interact with people simply to share your time, not because you secretly need them to validate your worth or fill an emotional void. This independence naturally strips away desperate energy. Because your life is already full, you avoid putting new people on an emotional pedestal or obsessing over whether they like you. To become truly unforgettable, you have to let the exhausted performer retire. You just have to arrive as a complete, deeply authentic human being.